Alexander Norman. So,
Okay.
so I don't expect any, you know, but officially I asked Diana if it could be on the consent calendar and she said yes, unless somebody pulls it off, but I don't know why anybody would. He's been on the board, you know, with us for a while. And because of the city council changing the age requirements, he couldn't stay as an adult member. He had to come on as a youth member. Also, you probably need to put, I don't know if it needs to be on the consent calendar that Armando resigned. I don't know where you put it. Because you need to remove him officially from the issues committee and from the board. Oh, Vic is here.
You list as removing him from the committees that he's on the consent calendar, and then you list acknowledgement of him remove, you know, him
Yeah.
requesting to leave.
I wanted to do adjustments to the committees on the consent, and then the formal announcement. I think I had it under the bylaws and elections.
Okay, and I'm waiting. Diana's like said, Lori, why haven't you advertised that the seat's open? And I'm like, because the election committee hasn't given me an application or told me when the deadline is to apply. So, you know what? I'll reach out to her tonight to see if she could give it to us before the outreach meeting tomorrow. Open seat, because they met last Friday.
When did they meet? Friday?
Yeah, last Friday, but I haven't
Oh.
seen anything.
Huh.
So that's the scoopy doopy. So those are the items I came up, just wanted to, so consent calendar to approve Alexander Norman.
But Lori, you want to address too for people to attend to sign up to come and do the booth, right? Or no?
Well, the thing is, there's one table where the two neighborhood councils sharing. You really only need, and it's a 3-hour event. I can't attend it because I'm hosting a booth for work. Okay, so I just figure we'll discuss it at outreach. There's no reason to open it up to everybody if there's only room for one chair. Although other people could show up and talk with people, but there'll only be one table, and they're bringing their easy up, and I have no problem. Since they filled out the paperwork, we can use their easy up.
Okay, this sounds good. It sounds good. So are any of you on committees that you think you would have items for or language for? Do you have any?
I do. Tonight? I'm sorry. Maya Denola, to add her to the youth and outreach.
Okay, she wants to be on youth and outreach. Okay, that's good.
Correct. Well, then you need to make a decision about a quorum of a quorum, because that puts one over. I'm not worrying about it. If I've got people on the board who want to be active in outreach, more the merrier. But somebody needs to, you know, finally, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing in writing that says this quorum of a quorum. This has just been a fairy tale as far as I'm concerned. And I liked Vic's email the other day.
For public of safety, for me, I just need to, I have my report, but I also need to have on there, I need volunteers. We're going to do a cleanup on the 6th of November. Yeah, the 6th of November. And we're going to try and partner with this Department of Sanitation.
Okay,
where is it?
We're going to clean up around Target and around 7-Eleven and up Capitol, all the brush overgrown, up Capitol, up to Bloomwood, all that stuff where you can't use the sidewalk and all, where it's all overgrown and everything's all nasty up there. That's the first areas that we're starting on. And then what we'll do is, as we go along, because we figure after Halloween, it's going to be a mess all over in there with all the candy wrappers and everything too. And then after that, then we'll put it out to the public. Where's the next area that needs to be cleaned up? In Northwest area. We're going to focus only on our neighborhood councils area to do cleanups in and do them quarterly.
Okay, that sounds good. I saw Mr. Secretary. Did you have your hand up?
Yeah, as far as the quorum of a quorum, I mean, there's a perfectly logical reason to do what, you know, to keep it at less than a quorum of a quorum. But, you know, like Lori said, there's nothing in writing. We've heard
Right.
plenty of people say, you know, so-and-so said this, so-and-so said that, but so far nobody can prove it. So it's either wait till the city attorney puts something in writing, or we make our own decision, or non-decision, which is a decision.
Has anybody reached out to the city attorney yet to get a ruling on this?
That would be a question for Diana.
That would be a question for
Well,
Chris.
she's not
Well,
the person. It's
No, I'm sorry. I meant the bylaws and collection, the bylaws and election committee, because that would need to be added to the bylaws or
right,
standing
but
rules.
they aren't the ones that can reach out to the city attorney. It has to be our appointed
Ah.
person, which is either. Christian or
Personally,
Vic.
I wouldn't even bring it up. But that's, you know,
Yeah, I kind of lean toward that philosophy of just having more. We should always assume that we have sovereignty. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say that we just move forward.
Christian, the other problem we have that we need to address, the elephant in the room here, is with Gwen's committee of sustainability, she has one board member on her committee, and the way our bylaws are set up with her committee, and this has been ongoing, her committee is kind of like she can't do motions or anything like that technically, because she doesn't have a bylaw sanction quorum for her committee. She's only got one board member and two stakeholders. And you have to have two board members to have a committee.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I can to one board member for. I can do that.
You broke
I'm
up.
having trouble
maybe we
hearing
can put that
Christian.
on the consent calendar.
Christian, can't hear a
Maybe we
thing.
can put that on to the consent. Okay, maybe we can put that onto the consent calendar and have another board member for the next meeting. Let's work on. We'll work on that together.
What do you mean put it on the consent calendar? And it's up to the committee chair to submit somebody's name to be on the committee.
Yeah, I'm saying that I'll work with the council member to do that.
Okay, and just so you know, I did have a conversation with her, gave her some suggestions. Okay, because you know, let's talk honestly here. Okay, she hasn't been able to get another board member because people are uncomfortable with kind of the way the meetings have been run. So I did suggest to her that maybe she could solicit another board member to actually be the committee chair, and she just be on the committee, so where she could do all her great work and, you know, researching and agenda items. I don't know if she's considering it, Christian, but I did make that suggestion to her.
Okay, well, that's good.
And
Thank
the
you.
other suggestion I suggested to her, Christian, is that she just be a board member and combine public safety and sustainability together. And then she just be a committee member.
You know, there's a real need for environmental
I know.
committee.
Either that or join them, and then I would be shooting myself in the foot, making her a co-chair.
Sorry.
Yeah. And that I wasn't willing to suggest that. I'm sorry.
So anyway, well, Christian, that's one of the fun things to be at the top that you get to deal with.
Okay, well, that's totally understandable.
Do you want me to officially send an email to Vic and Christian with what I wanted on the consent calendar after a meeting tomorrow?
Yeah, exact language that you want on there is always good, and me so that we just have it however you want it to be acted
Sure.
on.
Well, mainly, is Vic typing up the agenda or Christian? Who's doing it?
I always do a draft, or what I've started to do is do a draft, and then I invite Chris and Melanie and Vic to make adjustments, and then Vic and I, depending on our schedules, I think we review it before we submit it to Christina. So it's a
Okay,
joint
so-
effort.
So who would I send my email to?
Send it to both, Lori.
Okay, to both.
Oh,
Okay, to Vic. Okay.
Yeah, both.
And Christian, I know nothing about this, but Gwen complained that the agenda that you approved for the last board meeting was not the final version that actually showed up as the final version, that the wrong, I know nothing about what she's talking about. Maybe you guys do.
Oh, well, according to what I've read, I have the final say on adding or removing something, so I've read it a few times, so that's what happened. Had the liberty to make a slight adjustment after the executive committee met.
Maybe it
I'm
just
not
wasn't.
sure what she's
Yeah.
referring to specifically, but typically there are a couple committees that meet after the executive committee. So there are gonna be changes by virtue of that typically anyway. So I'm, without any specifics from her, we
Okay.
really can't say.
So you're not
Diane-
aware. She probably just didn't like the way you worded something or, okay, so I don't know. I was just sharing.
Diana complained that a lot of her stuff wasn't added, that was supposed to be added for her motions and stuff like that for planning and land use. And they had to redo the agenda because initially when it was loaded, they weren't on there. And that there was,
Is that for the September meeting?
yeah, this last meeting, that some of her stuff wasn't on there.
I can tell you that Diana, when I was there, always sent me an email a few days before agenda setting and said, these are the items, and she'd give us the exact wording. I didn't have to really change much.
Yeah,
To
she
go on.
usually, she actually continues to do that. So I've been putting on whatever I see in my email. So
Okay.
maybe I
Maybe
don't
you
know.
should ask her to copy Vic, just so there you have checks and balances.
Oh, she is now. So maybe she
Yeah.
just learned from the previous experience.
Okay.
But we've been getting emails from her regularly.
I think it's
I've been getting
like,
tuned up now.
Compared that email with the one that, the draft that Christian did. And it looks like everything's there for this one.
okay.
Good.
Yeah, because what we need to do is like what Vic said, is be cognizant of like budget and finance, outreach. We all meet after the agenda setting meeting for the executive board. So there's always things that have to be added even after this meeting.
But do you have to give people a deadline?
So the deadline was always usually that Thursday before Wednesday, except for
Right.
budget and finance, was Thursday before the board meeting, that they had to have everything to you to be on the agenda. So it was
Yeah.
submitted to 72 hours ahead of time.
Excellent. Vic, what was your suggestion this time? I forgot in the email chain. Was it this coming Thursday or Friday?
I said I would like to have everything ready to submit to Christina by Thursday.
Okay, so let's try to do that then. We'll send out an email to the rest of the board about that. I think that
Yeah,
sounds
And there's
So
no
like budget-
other meetings other than outreach in Melanie's meeting. So
Right.
a chair should already have their information to send to
Right.
you.
Right.
And budget and finance, like I said, won't go out until after the meeting concludes at 7:30 at night. And so I will send an email out with any motions that come out of that meeting.
And
One other thing I wanted to mention, you're going to continue to get students. I don't know how you guys set up the meeting last time, but the attendees could not change their names to say student. I could not see attendees as an attendee at the meeting. So something happened in the Zoom meeting settings, because before you could change your name. And so anybody couldn't.
Yeah.
So, so you're gonna have the same issue for the next few meetings where you're gonna have a bunch of students, and it would be so much easier if the students could just change, write their name, John Smith student.
And those were default settings, so I'll have to see if I can find where to change that.
Okay, and if not, you'll pivot and come up with
Also,
something.
to qualify the Thursday, ideally Thursday morning, so I can have time to change anything I need to, add it, whatever. and
Well,
then-
now, Vic, we used to have it Thursday at like 5 PM for a Monday meeting. And you've got a whole week, You don't have to have the agenda done by Friday because the meeting's not till next Thursday. You could do the agenda on Monday.
Except
Yeah,
if
we
I
could, but
go
I
and
think
find
that
more
if all the
information,
committees
then
will
I
have
have
met,
time
then
to do
we
that.
could just do it then.
Okay. It's just for consistency purposes. I'm fine with it. You know who the people who are gonna submit things on time and who the people who aren't. you know, Christian, is there going to be anything from the port committee?
No, we didn't have quorum. We didn't have quorum.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, there was actually a family emergency for Craig, and then I think Dan couldn't come, and then I think Cynthia doesn't even remember that I appointed her to the committee, even though she asked to be on it. So I'll have to talk with Cynthia and make sure
Okay.
that she's actually on the committee.
Oh, and I heard, I don't know if anybody sent that to you, but Vic, I heard that Pat Nave is joining the issues committee. So did you
Right.
get that information?
Yes,
Okay, so that would be on the consent calendar too.
correct.
Okay, you're on it. You're on it, dude.
Well, I was in the committee meeting where that happened, so yeah.
Oh, that's right. Duh.
Have you been filling up on too many cookies?
No, you know what? I had a
Your
troop
brain.
meeting yesterday. That's why that background, I just
Are
forgot to
they-
change it.
Are they selling them now again, or?
No, cookies don't start until the end of January. I just was on a troop meeting, and so I try to get something Girl Scout related when I'm doing.
Oh,
And I realize, and whatever, it's cute, isn't it?
Yeah, that.
But we're-
that's-
we're actually- We're selling nuts right now in magazine
oh,
subscriptions.
God.
So anyway, thanks for letting me join your committee meeting.
Of course. Okay, is there anything else then? Or are we all set?
I think we're good. Not a lot happening, so.
Well, if anybody's interested, tune into the outreach meeting. Also, we'll be doing our final review of the newsletter. So it's on its second draft or third draft, but I need to go to print by like Thursday. I got your changes, Vic. Angela actually caught a bunch of, she's like you. Oh, you're missing a comma here and a dash here. So you two are the eagle eyes, but we really want to go to print so that we have them to hand out at the event next week.
Well, yeah, I didn't go through every single word of every single article, or I probably would have.
Well, listen, at some point, you know, it's just a neighborhood council newsletter. We're not gonna, you know, I see typos in the LA Times, so.
Oh, I've seen.
Christian, I have,
Big mistakes in headlines in the Daily News.
Christian, we
Not
have a
just in
quick
the
question
article,
for
it's in the
you.
headline.
Is Mona
ahead.
gonna do the minutes or
Oh,
what's?
yeah. When do you
I can't hear you,
I
Christian.
hear you.
tell you?
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just saying, when do you need Terrence to tell you that she's all set?
Oh, she is all set?
No, he's asking you, when do you need to know?
Well, the best thing to have with that is, you know, because you're a relative, number one, and number two, as treasurer, I'm supposed to take care of the hiring and all the contract stuff. And so I need her contact information to make sure that, you know, to go back for the invoices and things like that, to go back and forth with parents.
Have you seen samples of her minutes?
No, nothing.
Oh, see, did you know Coastal just signed up Lydia Grant to do their, she's a vendor. She's been in the neighborhood councils for years.
Yeah, she actually was doing some minutes for another council that I do, Westlake South, and there was some sort of a snafu, and she didn't turn in the minutes, so I actually got paid to do them, even though she already did them. So
You mean Lydia?
yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
She did Coastal last month for the first time.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, she seemed actually pretty good, although she was actually, to be honest, she was a little more like, I'll just say another minute taker that I know, kind of speaks more than you might want, because in my opinion, a minute taker really should be there. I mean, if you consult the minute taker purposefully on something, that's fine. But if they're just kind of chiming in, that's kind of strange to me. So she
Yeah.
was more of a chimer, at least in the
Oh.
Westlake South one.
No,
See,
the only, they should only chime in if they have a clarification question.
Right, exactly. And with Mona, is she gonna attend the meetings or is she just gonna do the minutes from the recording?
She plans on attending, so I just need, Terrence and her just need to work out the kinks like the I-9 and all that stuff.
Okay,
Does the
So-
board not need to vote on that?
no, not necessarily. They just,
Okay.
whatever money we've set aside to pay. And if she fits, she understands what the scope of work is. If she attends the meeting, she gets paid up to 3 hours and then the other 6 for doing the transcript, a total of 9 hours maximum she can bill. If she doesn't come to the meeting, there's no billing for the meeting. She gets to bill just for the minutes. That's it.
Don't you think the secretary or the minute taker should be at the meeting in case they don't understand something?
Yeah,
Right,
it makes more sense. I think that's doable. That's
I
doable.
agree. So that whoever's the minute taker has to be able to attend the meeting, because I know you brought up before she could do the minutes from the recording, and I just think that that's not kosher, that it needs to be done. by
Yeah, I'm
somebody
not,
there.
Vic has his hand up. I'm not sure if it's a new hand.
Yeah.
Okay,
Vic?
go ahead, Vic.
No, it is a new one. As far as it was going back to, as far as was there anything else for the agenda? There were a couple things on the committee community issues committee, there we go. Report that indicated that we should invite Ryan Ferguson or Jacob, I think it's Jacob Hike, whatever his name is, to the next meeting. Do you know if that has been done, if the invitation has been made?
Ryan has an open invitation to attend any of our meetings. He's supposed to give a report from CD 15. I used to send him kind of a reminder with the webinar ID. Is there a specific topic that we're asking them or just a regular report?
Hang on, it was a specific couple of topics. I think it's the skate park and I'm pulling up the report. Yeah, the Channel Street Skate Park and the Western Avenue medians are the two that are indicated on the report, saying that they should be invited, one or the other or both, I suppose, should be invited to the next meeting.
You're not going to get Jacob usually. Christian, you can send an invitation to Ryan, or you can give Vic authority to do it.
I also checked with John Barbera. He said that he's going to talk to him, but I'm not sure which him, on Wednesday. And
It would only be Ryan. He doesn't know Jacob.
okay. Going VBM over some things for the assistance league, and he'll ask him. So that's what John just said.
Okay,
And I didn't know if somebody else had already invited somebody or not. So that is another, that would go under the government officials or community officials or whatever.
well, usually you leave that open and don't list anybody specifically. It's just who are the
I know
official.
I did last time, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I prefer to have it just general. That way, whoever comes can speak if we have the guests at the meeting.
And especially if somebody wants to do a real statement, then that could be an issue. I'm not gonna put specific.
Yeah, it's good to keep it general. I think so. We'll follow up with John and then we'll follow up with the council.
So for this meeting, Christian, we'll just have Vic do it.
Well, for the minutes?
Yes.
No, my plan, I think Mona wanted to do it if that's okay. But Vic, what do you think? Do you want, I mean, if Vic wants to keep doing it, it's really up to Vic. If he's like, if you like doing the minutes, Vic, I know it's kind of like extra work, although you're really good at it. So it's up to you ultimately.
If Mona has everything set up with Melanie and is ready to do it, then
But what I'm asking is that you send me her email so I can connect with her too, Christian.
Oh yeah, okay, I will, and then I would say if you don't have her information by Monday, then we'll just talk to Vic and then we'll ask Vic to do it again. But let's shoot for Monday to have everything all
Okay.
set.
I'll have to give Vic a box of Girl Scout cookies for being our secretary.
Exactly.
Thin mints are good.
Vic.
I don't remember. I think there's Samoa's the one
Yeah, and there's a new cookie coming.
that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a new one coming.
What is it?
Shocking.
What is it?
It's called Adventurefuls, and it's some kind of like chocolate brownie with caramel and something else.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm hungry.
Important stuff.
Okay, very good. So we've got all the information set then. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Well, before we do that, okay, so Christian, you said you were gonna take the information and modify the agenda, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, and then if you want to proofread it, because you're really good at proofreading, that'd be cool. So I just have
I'll proof it, but I wasn't taking any notes because you said you were gonna do it, so I just want to clarify that.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Just proofread it for me. When I'll talk with you on maybe Wednesday maybe. Do you think you could proofread it maybe on Wednesday, and then on Thursday I'll give the final thing to Christina. How about that?
Just email me when it's ready and I'll proof it.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, and on that note, I move to adjourn.
I
Okay,
second.
okay, there's been a motion to adjourn. There's been a second. So all those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
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 Okay. Any opposed? Okay, very good. All right, well, this meeting is adjourned, and
Take care.
Be safe out there. Hopefully there aren't any more power surges. Don't go outside with a tinfoil hat on. I know that's crazy.
That's the tip of the day, huh?
Yes, yes. Don't go outside with a tinfoil
Well,
hat
my
on.
internet's out right now. I'm using my phone as a
Oh,
hotspot.
internet came back up, Melanie.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, bye, guys.
Alrighty. Bye.
Okay, goodbye, everyone.